Why your brain freezes when you speak English. You're in a conversation, speaking English, and everything's going great. Then, all of a sudden, you need a word, a simple word. You know this word, but your mind just goes blank. Your heart starts pounding, panic sets in, and the silence is deafening. Sound familiar? What if I told you that this brain freeze isn't your fault? It's not a reflection of your English skills or your intelligence. It's a specific, predictable psychological trigger that sends your brain into threat mode. In the next few minutes, you'll find out exactly what that trigger is and learn one simple technique to switch it off so you can get back in control of the conversation. The problem is called language anxiety. This feeling, this sudden freeze up, has a name: language anxiety. It's a type of performance anxiety, and it is incredibly common for language learners. You are so not alone in this. Millions of smart, capable people feel the exact same way. They can read complex articles, understand movies, and write detailed emails. But the second they have to speak, their brain just seems to shut down. It's so frustrating because it feels like a personal failure. You start thinking, I'm just not good enough, or I'm never going to be fluent. But that's not the truth. The problem isn't your motivation or your knowledge. The problem is a simple, primal misunderstanding happening inside your brain. It's a biological response that's meant to protect you. But in a conversation, it completely backfires. So let's get to the root of it. What is actually going on in your head when you freeze up? Why it happens? The psychological triggers. There are two big psychological triggers at play here. The first, and most powerful, is that your brain mistakes the situation for a social threat. Think about it from your brain's perspective. For thousands of years, the biggest social danger was being judged and rejected by your tribe. Rejection meant isolation and real danger. The problem is, your brain's security software hasn't had a major update in a few thousand years. So when you're in a situation where you feel you might be judged for your English, a job interview, a presentation, or just a casual chat, your brain rings the alarm bell. It can't tell the difference between the fear of using the wrong verb tense and the fear of a tiger in the jungle. To your nervous system, a threat is a threat. This activates your fight or flight response. Your body gets a rush of adrenaline and cortisol. Your heart races, your palms get sweaty, and blood flow is redirected away from your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that handles complex thought and language, and toward your muscles to get you ready to run or fight. This is why you can't find that simple word. Your brain has literally deprioritized language in favor of survival. It's a feature, not a bug, but it's kicking in at the worst possible time. The second trigger is cognitive overload. Speaking a foreign language is one of the most intense mental workouts you can give your brain. You're juggling vocabulary, grammar rules, and pronunciation, all while trying to listen, understand, and plan what to say next. Now add anxiety to that mix. Anxiety is like running a huge, resource-hogging program in the background of your computer. When your brain is already working at 99% capacity just to handle the conversation, that extra load from anxiety is what causes the whole system to crash. Your brain freezes because it's overwhelmed. It can't process everything at once, so it just stops. The solution? The A.B.C technique. So if this is such a deep biological and psychological response, what can you do about it? You can't just tell your brain to cut it out, but you can use a pattern interrupt, a simple, conscious action that breaks the panic cycle and brings the thinking part of your brain back online. I call it the A.B.C technique. It's simple, discreet, and it works. First up is A, acknowledge. The second you feel that panic creeping in and your mind going blank, don't fight it. Don't try to power through it. Just take a mental step back and label the feeling. Say to yourself, okay, my brain is flipping into threat mode right now. That's it. Just naming it is surprisingly powerful. By acknowledging the feeling without judgment, you create a tiny bit of space between you and the panic. You're no longer in the panic, you're observing it. This tiny shift is the first step toward taking back control. Next is breathe. It sounds like a cliche, but this is a direct physiological command to your body. When you're in fight or flight mode, your breathing gets shallow and fast. You can manually override this. Take one slow, deep, deliberate breath. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4, and then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. That single, controlled breath sends a signal to your nervous system that the threat has passed. It lowers your heart rate and starts to shut off the adrenaline and cortisol, allowing blood to flow back to the part of your brain that finds words. And finally, communicate simply. Your goal right now is not to find that perfect, impressive word you were looking for. Your goal is to break the silence and get back into the flow. The pressure comes from thinking you have to be perfect. Let that go. Instead, use a simple, prepared phrase. Something like, sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. Or, hang on, let me think of how to say that. Even just one moment. These phrases do two brilliant things. They buy your brain a few extra seconds to reboot, and they let the other person know what's happening, which kills the social pressure of that awkward silence. The silence is the enemy. Breaking it with a simple phrase is the win. Shift your focus from perfection to connection. So that's it. Acknowledge, breathe, communicate simply. It's your emergency brake for when your brain freezes. If these strategies are clicking for you and you're already feeling a little relief, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. It lets me know I should make more videos just like this one. Building long-term confidence now. The A.B.C. technique is your tool for that immediate moment of panic. But how do you build the kind of confidence where you need to use it less and less? That takes a bit of a mindset shift and changing up how you practice. The single biggest mindset shift is to truly believe that communication is more important than perfection. Think about it. When someone talks to you in your native language, are you sitting there critiquing their grammar, judging their accent? Of course not. You're probably just impressed and focused on understanding their message. That's exactly how most people are listening to you. They care more about what you have to say than how perfectly you say it. Every mistake isn't a failure. It's just data showing you what to work on next. Next, you have to change how you practice. A lot of people avoid speaking because they're afraid, but that just creates a vicious cycle. The key is to start small. Don't jump straight into a high-stakes presentation. Start by yourself, just speaking out loud. Then, practice with one trusted friend. From there, maybe you join a small, casual conversation group. Each small success builds real confidence, making the next step feel way less scary. Another powerful, no-pressure strategy is to just surround yourself with English. Listen to podcasts, radio, and TV shows. This gets your brain used to the natural sounds, rhythms, and speed of the language without the pressure of having to respond. Over time, it reduces that cognitive load because your brain gets way more efficient at processing English. Ultimately, remember that fluency is a marathon, not a sprint. Be kind to yourself. Learning a new language as an adult is a massive accomplishment. Find a friend, a tutor, or a community that gets it and supports you. So let's recap. That brain freeze is a natural biological threat response. It's not your fault. When it happens, use the A.B.C technique. Acknowledge the feeling, take a deep breath, and communicate simply. For long-term confidence, focus on communication over perfection. Practice in low-stakes situations and be patient with yourself. This is a journey, and every single step forward is progress. Now, I want to hear from you. What's one thing that makes you most nervous about speaking English? Share it in the comments below. Reading each other's stories is a powerful reminder that you are not alone in this.